This is PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every bet until you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even if feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every bet until you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even if feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you eat.
Hey guys, it's me Travis with PlayerProps.ai, and this is what we're locking in for Thursday Night Football Week 7. Now, if you listened to everything that I told you through all of my YouTube shows for Week 6, you made a lot of money. There was absolutely only one thing that didn't pan out. Out of every video we dropped on this YouTube channel, only one thing didn't pan out, and that was the Sunday Night Football pick of Demont over, I believe it was 39.5 rushing yards. Now, on the topic of David Montgomery not hitting, he did everything that he was able to do with the opportunities given. So first off, this is just a gripe I have against the Lions and against Dan Campbell. David Montgomery averaged 6.0 yards per carry. So at the 30, needing him to hit 40 yards, and at 6 yards per carry, he only needed 7 carries to hit his line easily. In this entire season, David Montgomery has never had less than 9 carries. So essentially, even if he had 2 less than his bottom number of the season, he would still easily hit this number. For whatever reason, Dan Campbell decided not to call David Montgomery's number more than 4 times. 4! That is less than half of the lowest number he's had all season. And so even though with the 4 opportunities, David Montgomery had 6.0 yards per carry, which is a great number, because if you keep... So to do the math here, if you're not a fan of NFL, or you don't know how NFL works, and you just want to bet and win money, here's a quick gist of NFL. There is 10 yards you need to get within 4 attempts. You get first down, second down, third down, fourth down. If you have a running back that's running at 6 yards per carry, if you hand them the ball every single down, you will never lose a game. They will continuously rack up first downs and touchdowns at 6 yards per carry. But for whatever reason, they wanted to give Gibbs an insane amount of percentage of the share. Normally, I wouldn't say normally it's an even split, but it was crazy different for the last game, and the Detroit Lions lose. So take that, Dan Campbell. That's your fault. But everything else hit. So our Thursday night episode, we hit everything. Our teaser for NFL Sunday day games, we hit the teaser. We hit that as well, so make sure you're watching that video. That's a new show we started 2 weeks ago. And then for Monday night, we hit everything we talked about in Monday Night Football. So the only thing that missed, if you watched every video and did exactly what I told you to do, was David Montgomery, even though he did everything possible with the opportunities given. So that's on Dan Campbell, not on David Montgomery. David Montgomery did his job. But we are looking at Thursday Night Football, where we have the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you already watched my Survivor episode, the Steelers were one of the teams we were considering, even though they are on Thursday Night Football. And a very interesting stat, if you're paying attention, if you're in the premium channels in Discord, Stephanie's been mentioning this a lot, and it's crazy, the trend. But if you go back this entire season, I think the trend is favored teams on the road. So last night was the Bills were favored on the road, and no, I don't think it was the Bears. Bears were on the road, but the Bills were favored on the road. So favored teams, if the road team is the favorite team in primetime games, primetime is Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday Night Football, they have not covered the spread and or lost a crazy majority of the time. So this particular game, I believe, I want to say, yeah, Pittsburgh is the away team for Thursday Night Football, and they're favored. So this is kind of concerning because of how many favored road teams have lost in primetime this season. But we're not talking about right now Survivor, we're talking about Thursday Night Football, so let's find a prop that makes sense with the current projections of the players and the teams. I don't believe there's any trifectas on the over-under, but we always like checking that first. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to make the minimum line 40. And there's only 2 players in this Thursday night game that have a receiving yards line of 40 and higher. I'm actually curious. Let me reset this. What is the highest line for somebody that's on the Steelers? Can't be Noah Fant. Oh, it looks like maybe this is a DraftKings thing. Looks like DraftKings doesn't even have player props for a lot of people. No, FanDuel as well. So maybe it's the projections on that side. Okay, so right now there are 2 players on receiving yards that have a line of 40 or higher, and they're both on the Bengals here. Of the top 2 plays are on the Bengals. Not saying top 2 plays is we're gonna lock both of them, but top 2 in terms of percentage difference. Jamar Chase has a 70.5 line. So in the game they just played, Joe Flacco, their new quarterback for the time being, they just traded for this man like 2 seconds before he started in the game. And I know that's not literal 2 seconds, but you know what I mean. He had a very limited time to learn the playbook, and he almost beat the Green Bay Packers, which were far and away the 50% ownership share in Survivor Leagues. They were 2 touchdown favorites, and Joe Flacco almost pulled it off. This is a Thursday Night Football game, so he only has like four more days from his previous game to learn more of the playbook before he versus the Steelers at Cincinnati. Steelers are 5.5-point favorites. We'll look at the tools to see what the AI thinks about that. But the Steelers have also allowed the 2nd most passing yards this season, 4th most in the last 3 games. The defense is getting passed on like crazy. There is a nice almost 10-yard difference, even though his line is very high. There's a nice 10-yard difference. He does well against his division rival of Pittsburgh. As you see here, head-to-head is 100%. Also the same with T. Higgins. T. Higgins has, 5 yards over here. So let's look at Chase real quick. So Chase, this is a number that Chase just hits. His last game against Pittsburgh, at Pittsburgh, he had 96 yards, but again, different quarterback. So this stuff is nice, but you have to factor in who's passing in the ball. And the only data we have on that is the Green Bay game, where he still went off for 94 yards. Cincinnati is more than likely going to be losing and trailing this entire game, which means Joe Flacco is going to be passing this entire game. Also, Chase Brown, who is supposed to be a fantasy running back, I wouldn't say fantasy running back god, but he's supposed to be a legit pass-catching fantasy running back that was drafted relatively high. He's crap this season. I mean, I've had him in, I think I have him in 2 of my main leagues, and he just doesn't get points. And I know that the Bengals are trailing a lot, but he's still a pass-catching back, so he still should be getting points, but he's not. So I feel like this might be another game where the Bengals are abandoning the run and simply looking for passing opportunities to keep the game close. The fact that his first game with Joe Flacco only having a few days to learn the playbook, still connected for 94 yards, is nice. The fact that through 12 games, the AI accuracy of 66.7 is nice. The fact that we have a 11-yard difference here right now between the projection and the receiving yards line is nice. The fact that if we go to head-to-head, the last 2 games, head-to-head, he's covered this line, 96 at Pittsburgh, 86 at home. Again, you have to factor in that the quarterback is not the same. I'm going to look at the team stuff real quick. Let's see what the AI is saying. So Pittsburgh right now, on DraftKings gives Pittsburgh a 72.97% implied chance to win. Our AI says that should be a little bit higher, which is why there's a green money line, which means, of course, that Pittsburgh should be covering the spread. And then the team total stuff, the projection's very close to the line, 43.5, 43. And we're not expecting Cincinnati to put up a lot of points. There's not really a big difference here for the team total stuff. So again, the AI is like, yeah, Pittsburgh's more likely going to win this game. They're projected to win this game. So let's abandon the run as early as possible and start passing here. Let's look at, I'm curious if Flacco's projection numbers are up. Yeah, it's funny that like this guy's been passed around the league like crazy. But the projection's not too different from the passing yards line. Like, we don't need him to throw for 300 yards. We just need him to target Chase like crazy. This is interesting. So Cincinnati, what's interesting about this game is that the total only has a 0.5 difference where the projection is 0.5 less than the line. But it's interesting that Cincinnati has the 3rd worst pass defense this season and Pittsburgh is 2nd worst. So this potentially could be a passing onslaught, meaning that there is a lot more passing in this game than the projections and the line suggest, because both of these teams are in the top 3 of worst pass defenses. TPYA, 3rd in total pass yards allowed, 2nd in total pass yards allowed. That doesn't mean that I'm going to bet on both these guys to go over pass yards, but if it's a passing attack on both sides, and the losing team typically passes more than a winning team, that makes me like Jamar Chase even more. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do we do once we find something we like? We do line shopping. If you're like, what's line shopping? If you're new here, well, first, if you're new here, click the subscribe button. If we can get to 10,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel prior to NBA tip-off, which is a week from me recording this, it's on the 21st. That's the first NBA games, 21st. I'm recording this on 10/14. And the game for Thursday Night Football is on 10/16. If we can get to 10,000 YouTube subscribers, I'm giving away a full 365 days of our VIP premium access, which gives you full access to the app and full access to the Discord. You should already have the free version of the app and the free version of the Discord by now. If you don't have both of those, please do not bet another single penny until you are willing to do what it takes to be a successful bettor. The amount of people that watch this YouTube show and A, don't subscribe, B, don't use the free version of the app, and C, aren't even in the Discord with their accounts connected to open up all the free channels, blows my mind. You cannot be lazy and also expect to be successful. Those things don't match up. You're either lazy or setting yourself up for success. You get to choose. It's free will. You choose which one you want. Do you want to be lazy or do you want to set yourself up for success? Because the people over here are the ones you see in Discord dropping winning screenshots every single day. The people over here are the ones you don't see in Discord because for whatever reason, they determine that Discord, even though there is thousands of winning screenshots dropped thousands of dollars of winning screenshots dropped every single day, in this Discord, they still feel like, oh, I don't use Discord. You don't have that option. If you are betting, you are using Discord. That's how this works. You don't get to pick and choose what you want to do and what you don't want to do. Again, there's only 2 things: lazy or setting yourself up for success. You don't get to choose. So it's like one of those things, like you have not a Venn diagram, but like one of those, I can't remember the name of the diagrams, but it's like, okay, here, there's 2 lines. Choose this box or this box. Do you want to be lazy or do you want to set yourself up for success? And if you choose set yourself up for success, then there's more options that pop down from there. You don't get to choose the options in the side of the graph or the side of this diagram that's under setting yourself up for success if you're being lazy. You have to choose one of those 2. And lazy is not an insult. You're allowed to be lazy. That's a choice you have. But you can't be lazy and expect success. Those do not go together. The people that have success in sports betting, the people that are dropping winning screenshots every day, are not people that chose lazy over setting themselves up for success. You have to do the free things. If you, at this moment of hearing me talk on this video, have not done all of the free things, at minimum, the free things, you should not be betting on sports because, again, you chose lazy over setting yourself up for success. So all you're doing is setting yourself up for failure and then complaining about it when you don't win your bets. That's because you chose the lazy side. That's where not winning a lot of your bets goes into, the lazy side. You have to set yourself up for success. But if you're like super new and you haven't seen anything before and this is the very first video, welcome. Do the free stuff. First, choose. Do I want to be lazy or do I want to set myself up for success? And if you're smart and you choose this one, because you should, unless you're giving up betting, give up betting. If you choose this one, please give up betting. You're not going to win. But if you go over here and you choose the right choice, do the free stuff. Download the free version of the app. create a free account on the free version of the app, subscribe to the free YouTube channel you're watching right now, and get into the free Discord, and also connect your PlayerProps.ai account to the Discord, which opens up the channels. If you just click on the Discord logo at the top of the app, get in the Discord, you're not going to see many channels because you still have to complete the step that I just mentioned. Connect your Discord account to your PlayerProps.ai account. And maybe you're like, Travis, I don't really know how to do that. Even though there's a channel in the Discord that teaches you how to do that, I'll teach you right now. This is a profile icon. You click on this, you go to your profile page. There's a big blue button staring you in the face. On that blue button, it has two words. It says Connect Discord. You tap on that button, you log into Discord, and that's what opens up all the channels. It opens up all the free channels if you're using a free account. It opens up all the free channels and all the premium channels if you've already upgraded your account. But now that that tangent's aside, let us look at the props comparison to see what is the best line possible for Chase. Not Chase Brown, because I'm not a fan of him. He's kind of ruining a lot of my fantasy teams. FanDuel has 69.5. One of Parlay has 69.5. Looks like almost everybody else is at 70, and then Hard Rock is a psychopath at 71. Oh, no, BetMGM is the worst, 72. So the best possible line, and you should be shopping lines religiously, because what was it? It was Devontae Adams, I think. The last time we played him, we got him at a line where if you didn't shop lines and you just played on your favorite book that had a worse line, you didn't win when everybody else won, because you have to choose the best line possible. So the play is not Jamar Chase over receiving yards. The play is Jamar Chase over 69.5 receiving yards. If you choose 70.5 and he ends up with 70, you shot yourself in the foot. If you choose 72.5 or 73.5 or anything like that, you're shooting yourself in the foot. If he lands at 70, the only thing we can tell you is you didn't listen to me. Do not just choose Jamar Chase over receiving yards. That's not the play. You have to choose the best line possible. And as of this recording, as of this second, it is 69.5. I don't care if you love DraftKings. You don't get to choose the worst line and then complain about it when it loses. If you choose DraftKings 70.5 and he finishes with exactly 70, that's the lazy side. You chose the lazy side. You chose not to focus on line shopping. You chose to skip that step and just, all my money's on DraftKings. Oh, I like DraftKings more. Blah, blah, blah. I went with 70.5. Oh, hey, I lost because he finished with 70. Again, please choose a side, and then the next steps will help you determine what to do. If you're choosing lazy, your next step is to stop betting completely. You're not going to be successful. If you're choosing setting yourself up for success, then you got to do the free stuff, and then you got to watch the videos, and you got to learn the guidelines that set you up for success. And if you've upgraded your account and you have not went to the Welcome to VIP channel in Discord, that is you're probably shooting yourself in the foot, not even realizing it. There's a channel, the very first channel you need to check after you upgrade your accounts, after you've connected your accounts and you're a premium VIP member. The channel you need to focus on is Welcome to VIP. If you are a free member and you've already connected your accounts to unlock all the channels for free, all the free channels in Discord, the first channel you need to pay attention to is called Bankroll Management. The guidelines in there will guarantee make you lose less often. It's a guarantee. It's worked for 100% of every single member that's came through our doors in the first 20 months since we launched. 100%. Imagine not doing something that has a 100% success rate. That means you're lazy. That means you chose this one, which again, if you choose this, please, for love of all that's holy, stop betting, because you're not going to be successful. And all we're going to see you do is complain in comments and in Discord. Oh, I lost money today, blah, 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 when everybody else is winning. Just do what the successful people are doing. The Tony Robbins quote that I quote all the time on the show: find someone having the level of success that you want and just do what they're doing. They're not choosing the lazy side of the diagram. They're choosing setting themselves up for success. All you have to do is do what they're doing to have the level of success that they're having. It's not rocket science. It's copy and paste. Just try harder and do better. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you in the Discord. And if you're not there, please stop betting, because again, you have to choose the right side before you figure out if you want to be a sports bettor or not. Good luck. We'll see you in the Discord.